made in Marikina City, 30 pesos. And the final item we're looking at today is the PureMask from MyMed Plus. This is a surgical mask that's made right here in the Philippines in Manila City. There's an interesting story about this. You remember we had the volcano that erupted, let out a lot of smoke and particles. Everyone rushed to get masks and it became hard to get them. Then we had the pandemic, it became even harder to get them. So Joe Solomon from Pure Force set up a local manufacturing making face masks, high quality face masks right here in the Philippines. Now I actually plan to buy these because I'm so tired of the ones being sold on Shopee and Lazada, fakes, low quality, substandard. They're just not up to the quality that you would expect. So I reached out to Joe Solomon and said, hey, I want to buy some of your masks. And he said, don't worry, I'll just send you some. So thank you for that. And the quality of these, it's just, you can't even compare it. So here's one of the masks. They actually have different ranges, but this one here is the PN994 ply. So this is their top of the line face mask, surgical face mask. On the outside you have the hydrophobic layer that stops water from passing through, so if someone coughs or sneezes nearby, the droplets might land on your mask. Hopefully they won't because you're wearing a face shield, but if they do land on your mask they won't pass through because it's hydrophobic. So that's the outside layer. Then the next layer is a filter material, so that's what's hopefully going to stop things from passing through to your mouth, to your nose. Then they have another filter material. So there's actually two different filters in here. They're not even the same, they're different filters. So that's 3 layers. And then on the inside you have the absorbent layer. This is what's going to catch your droplets. So if you cough or sneeze, instead of them going into the air, it's going to be absorbed into the middle here. When you feel this mask, you can already tell its quality. The nose bar is quality. Some of the ones being sold for cheap, they don't even have a nose bar. How can you get a good fit on your face if there's no nose bar? Or instead of using a metal nose bar, they're using plastic, which doesn't hold its shape. So I got so tired of these fake and substandard surgical masks that this is what I wanted to use. So we'll start by testing the hydrophobic properties. We'll turn it inside out and then fill it with water. And you'll see I'm actually going to put a lot of water in here, far more than what would actually be expected to land on your mask. Now I spilled a little bit off the edge there, but what you'll see is nothing is passing through the mask itself. It's completely dry underneath, and that is a lot of water. So for sure the outside layer has the hydrophobic properties that we're looking for. So let's pour the water back in here. Now that's good to see, but what I really want to know is, do these filter particles as well as they claim? So let's use our air quality sensor and put it to the test. So here's our basic test. We have 2 vessels. This one here contains our air quality sensor, or PM 2.5 sensor, and then this one here contains our contaminant, a kind of smoke. And then we have an air transfer pump. Every time I pump this, it sucks air from here and puts it into the jar. Now the air pipe going into the jar has been terminated with a piece of the mask, the pure surgical mask. So any air that goes into here will first pass through the mask, and we'll see how it performs at filtering those PM 2.5 particles. Now in this case, our contaminant will actually be a vape. Okay, so we've trapped that inside. Let's zoom in on the meter and let's run the transfer pump 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so watch this number here. We're up to 21 micrograms per cubic meter, and actually it seems pretty stable there. So that did a pretty good job at filtering out the PM 2.5 particles. Here we go. And you can see it's all coming out now. So that was a fair test. We'll do the same test, but this time using a low quality surgical mask that was bought from Shopee. So again, you'll see it's a little bit smoky in there. Let's zoom in on the meter It's currently reading around 22 micrograms per cubic meter. Let's give 10 pumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you can see we're up to 80, 101. So immediately you can see that this mask has performed much worse. Okay, hit 150. Let's see how high this goes. Okay, 158, and it looks like it's on its way down. Let's zoom out and prepare for the next test. And now we're going to test another generic surgical mask from Shopee, but this one is better quality. So again, you can see our chamber is kind of smoky. Let's zoom in on the air quality monitor. Let's pump 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's monitor the number. So for sure, this isn't rising as quickly as the last one. So we just hit 50. Now if we run this test without any filter at all, you'll see we're going to get some crazy high readings. Let's remove this. It's very tight. So let's zoom in. I'm not going to let it reset completely because we're about to spike the numbers anyway. We still have some smoke in our chamber here. Let's pump 10 times. And watch as this number goes up. So you can see we've already hit 397, 460, 500. So definitely surgical masks can make a difference, especially if it's a high quality surgical mask. So we've hit 657, 680. We hit around 760 and it's on the way back down. Now of course this is not completely scientific, it's not up to lab standards, but it just gives you an idea, a comparison between different masks. Now some people say, why do you care about the filtering performance of a surgical mask? Because when you wear it, there are openings at the side, there are openings at the bottom and the top where air can come in. So you're not necessarily taking in filtered air. Well, if you've been to a hospital recently, you've probably seen a lot of medical professionals, doctors, nurses wearing a mask that looks like this. This is called the gill mask. It has a silicone inside which creates a seal against your face. Now obviously I would shave this before I go out in public wearing this so I can get a good seal. But the way it works is it actually has replaceable filters. So this comes down and then your filter comes out. And what you'll see is it's actually using surgical masks. You cut a section of surgical mask out, make your own filter and install it in the gill mask. That's why I wanted a high quality surgical mask. If you're interested in an in-depth review of the gill mask, just let me know and I'll make another video. This is not made in the Philippines, but it is a pretty cool mask. So there you go, that was another episode of products made in the Philippines. Buy local, support local. Thanks for watching.